पूर्ण दर्शक महानुभावहरूलाई विवेक गुरुङ च्यानलमा हार्दिक स्वागत तथा अभिवादन गर्न चाहन्छु। तपाईहरू जहाँ तै हुनुहुन्छ आरामै कुशलै हुनुहुन्छ भन्ने आशा र विश्वास पनि लिएको छु। विवेक गुरुङ च्यानल मार्फत विभिन्न नयाँ नयाँ भिडियोहरू प्रस्तुत गर्ने सिलसिलामा आज एउटा नयाँ भिडियोका साथमा उपस्थित भएको छु। जुन भिडियो तपाईहरू हेरिसकेपछि अन्तमा यो भिडियोलाई लाइक गर्नुहोस्, कमेन्ट गर्नुहोस्, सब्स्क्राइब गर्नुहोस् र नेगेटिभ कमेन्टहरू नगरिदिनु होला। तपाईहरूले सकेसम्म म घुमेका ठाउँहरूको जुन मैले जानकारी भएको मेरो बुद्धि र क्षमता लगाएसम्म तपाईहरुलाई प्रस्तुत गर्ने जमर्को गर्छु।
Gandhiism, we have to have the clear picture of the universality. Then only we can understand the Gandhiism properly. Because I have noticed around even in India and Nepal, in other places as well, the Gandhiism is completely based on religion. So it is not about the religion. What is it? So we have to know what is the origination of Gandhian thought. First of all, that is why. So today, let me start from the universalism. What is the universalism? Brahmandavad. No, that is not the Brahmanvad. Universalism. Universalism is the norms and values accepted by the entire universe. Those values, those term norms have to accept by the universe. What are those universal values? There are only three universal truths. There are only three universal truths. That whatever we see in this world or in this universe, they burn, they live, and they die. Just that three are the universal truths. Other universal truths are just the figure. So, first of all we have to know everything has to take a shape, has to burn. That is called the generation, or we can say it is the creation. Whatever we can see, it has to have the creation at the beginning. It has to have the burn, then leave. That is called the operation, and that is that. Everything is that. That's all. Whether you are in any sect of the religion or whatever in front of you, this is the universal. All of we have to accept that. Yes. If we accept that, then only we can understand the Gandhian philosophy. Yes. This is the God. To be the God, there would be a generator. The function of the God. There would be the generator, and then another one would be the operator. When you get born, when we burn, after that we have to live in this world with the certain rules, certain norms, and then the destruction. And it's sure whatever born has to die. It's confirmed. No one can stop. So, for the generation, to generate, we need the knowledge. We need the knowledge to generate, to create, to make the innovation. Similarly, we need the wealth to operate the programs. Whatever we have to operate, whatever we have to maintain, we need the wealth. And as the end to destroy, to make an end, we need the power. So, in this figure here, especially clearly clarifies the universalism of this, our mother nature. Even the mother nature generates us, she operates us, and she destructs us. For that, she needs knowledge, or in other sense, we need knowledge, we need wealth, and power. This is the God. Yes. That is why the function of the truth is the generator has to function for generation. I mean, the creator has the function of creation. Operator has to function on the operation. Destructor has to function for the destruction. No interruption at all in all the functions. All the functions of body, soul, and mind. Of course, why not morality? No interruption. No interruption. That means humans should be complete human. That is the human right in present context. animals should be complete animals. That is the animal right. That is why I personally love to pronounce this great man is the second Buddha of this universe, Mahatma Gandhi. The earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not any man's need. Mother Nature has given us everything. We must be able to use it properly. That is the philosophy of sustainable development, and we are running in the era of sustainable development. And the problem is the human being. How it comes? Yes. Greed comes from ignorance. Ignorance. That is ajnana, avidya. And this ajnana, avidya creates illusion. And this illusion creates attachments. That attachment creates lust. Lust creates greed. Yes. The greed creates violence. This has been taken from the mood of godness. Real knowledge develops. From the mood of passion, greed develops, and from the mood of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develop. It is taken from the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, it is taken from the Bhagavad Gita. There is another big misconception that the Bhagavad Gita is the book of Hindus. No, that is not true. The truth is God. That is written in Bhagavad Gita. That is why Gandhi always says, truth is God, God is truth. Truth is God, and God is truth. He was the pure devotee pure follower of the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Gita is literally the song of the God. Gita. It is. So we have to know that Gita is not the religious textbook. Gita is for every human being. Every human being. Not for any caste and creed. Gita is the course or syllabus of human life. It is the syllabus of human life. We have to have the curriculum over it. We have to have the study on it. It guides on God. Who is God? What is God? All this thing has been clearly mentioned in Gita. And Gita also mentioned about the Kala, means time. The present, past, and future. Karma, jnana, good, prakriti, and soul. What is soul? It guides on dharma. It guides on artha, financial activity, things. Kama, family life, and the moksha of human life, enlightenment of human life. That is why Gita was the guidebook of Gandhi. Yes, Gandhi was guided from this very wonderful book. So we have to follow it. Yes, this guy, Mohandas Karmachandra Gandhi, I'm sorry to pronounce this. Anyway, I respect my entire thing to the second Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, he was born in 1869, that's 150 years back, in Gujarat, in 2nd October. And I'm so glad today I am being able to present and speak my two words tribute to him. Yes, he was started in London. It was a very interesting story for him of the kingdom, because it was the kingdom of 65 nations around the globe. So it was the city of royalists over there. So for London se aaya mera utiyar, something like that. It was the very handsome, very advocate. Then he went to South Africa, returned back to India, worked on the Champaran movement, the very wonderful movement that made him the real Mahatma. And he worked for the people, reduce the poverty and agriculture farmers. and he started the Harijan movement. Harijan, Hari is the God. Hari is the God, and Harijan movement is the anti-touchability movement. The true freedom fighter. He was the true freedom fighter. I don't know the word fighter is suitable over here or not. A true devotee of God. Yes, he was a saint, a Mahatma, and of course, father of India. Yes. The father of India, as the masses, is his one, his life, his appearance, his dress, his living style, his the entire philosophy of himself. See, what is his inner value is that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Yes, we have to have the service, we have to help the people if we want to find ourselves. That is the human welfare. Yes, we are talking about the human welfare. If we want to know the human welfare, we have to devote, we have to offer our life to help for the service of the others. Yes. His life is his masses, is the rural sustainable life. Very easy to understand. His life is his masses, his life, and that is the rural sustainable development. And we are glad the world, the UN has announced this decade is the decade of the sustainable development. God is true. God is true. He has experimented. With truth. Seek truth in pre-action. As he offers us, and we have to follow that, we have to accept that, even in our life, that we have to see the truth in every action within us, as he has guided us. Respect the humanity. Of course, we have to respect the humanity. There is no touchability. There is the only one soul in every living organisms, whether you are animals or human beings, males or females or this and that. Nothing. We have the same soul. We are the same children of this Mother Nature, so respect each other. Worship the natural resources. Even monkey doesn't break the tree of the fruits. So please forget these very big industries, very big money, very big materialism. Simply worship the natural resources. That natural resources is enough for us. And Satyagraha, why are you born? What is the purpose of your life? And go on that, forget everything. Go without interruption on your vision, your mission, your goal of your life. Of course, non-violence. If you start the violence, again another violence starts the violence upon you, and the chain never going to stop. So violence never brings the peace. The violence would not be the peace, the means of peace. And the fasting. The fasting is the way to minimize the consumption. We don't need to consumption many more. We have to reduce it as much as we can. It is now the present science has also proved, and anti-consumerism and anti-modernity. Yes, it was the big problem why the Gandhian ideology was not in the front, in mainstream, because the era after 1950, the world was running toward the flow of the modernity, industrialization, industrial revolution, and all these things. And the flow of the economic modernity has the philosophy of high production and high consumption, high production, high consumption, high profit, high. On that madness, our father of nation Gandhiji was in the side. Now the world has recognized, and we are very proud. Yes. Incorporating all these values in one basket is rural development. Yes. Rural development is. So, into the values, norms of Gandhi has in a basket. So, normally, the meaning of rural development is there is not any universal meaning, because the development is the issue of the problem. Whatever the problem is over there, then the developmentalists or the development practitioners has to go and work out over there, whatever that issues, whether that is the social issues, political issues, cultural issues, economic issues, whatever. So, the development is the multifaceted and multidisciplinary, multidimensional activity. So, it will not be the common and it will not have any universally accepted definition. Although some scholars understand rural development as a development of agricultural sector, but this concept of rural development is not comprehensive enough to define rural development completely. Similarly, some scholars have defined the rural development as improving standard of the mass of the low-income population residing in rural areas and making the process of their development of self-sustaining. Complete Gandhi is inside in this definition. Similarly, Qatar Singh defines rural development as the overall development of rural areas, which aims at improving quality of life of rural people. More specifically, by the rural development, he means the development of agriculture and allied activities, village and cottage industries and crops, socio-economic infrastructure, human resources in the rural areas. And Mr. Robert Chamber has copied the rural development as a strategy to enable a specific group of the people, small-scale farmers and the tenants and the landless and the poor men and women, to gain what they want and need from themselves and their children. Yes. The Robert Chamber has defines that putting the last first, that has been copied directly from the quote of Gandhi and he. Yes. Now, the Gandhian model of rural development. Yes. Gandhiji's approach to India's rural development was holistic and people-centered, completely people-centered. It was rooted on his conviction, his belief, with the tenets of truth, non-violence, and goodness of human beings. India lives in her 7.5 lakh of villages. If village perishes, India will perish too. He has given his sentence. Charkha Khadi, the promotion of local indigenous technology. Yes, from the local indigenous technology, we can uplift the living standard of the people, of rural people, poor people. That Gandhi was the manufacturer, as already we have seen that. Yes, and the Charkha was boon to Nepal as well. Nepal is also known as the home of the sea moon in the Tibetan language, Nepal. We have so many seeds in the Himalayan areas, and our people read seed moons, and that was the gift from Gandhi. That is why Gandhi is very, very respected and popular here in Nepal as well. always was against this capitalistic mode of production. You invest more and you return back much profit. No, he was the non-capitalist. So this capitalism, this craziness of high profit, high production will take you nowhere. That is simply the madness, and that destroys the environment. See, now the climate change problem, environmental problem, all this thing has been created by the industrialization or the philosophy of the supply creates its own demand. That was already shown the problem in the 1930s greatest depression in the world. Although it were not learned, even India, Mr. Nehru was not accept the philosophy of Gandhi, and he has to follow modernity. Now, so nice. Now, the Gandhiji has written this letter to the Mr. Nehru, Prime Minister Nehru. My ideal village will contain intelligent human beings, educated human beings, with have the good knowledge and good trainings. They will not live in darkness as animals. So India should be Swachha Bharat. And he has given these kind of speeches in the Banaras by seeing the dirt of the Vishwanath temple over there. And even in the Champaran movement also, he had been given the importance of the cleanliness, Swachha Bharat. But still, why are we still not this the value inside us? Man and woman will be free and able to hold their own against anyone in the world. There will be neither plague or nor cholera nor smallpox. So we have the COVID-19 and this is establishing. None will be idle. No one will be wallowing the luxury. Everyone will have to contribute to his quota of manual labor. Manual labor, how many of we are working on our manual labor? It is possible to increase the railways, post and telegraphs and the slices. This one simply this one point is the clear Gandhian model of development. That is why that means a village must have village trust. That is trust-seek. Gandhi has given the clear definition of it. The trust-seek, trust for the health, devotion of your health. Help the people, remove the untouchability, start the cottage industries, intelligent human beings, Vidya, education, intellect. We have to run with our mind and our intellect. The combination of mind and intellect will be the good soil. So, entire human being have to have the intellect within them. New training, the Siksha, this is the education. Education, Vidya is something different than Siksha is something different. But 3 o'clock. A cooperation, the village cooperatives, self-sufficiency. Now the cooperatives are very famous here in Nepal as well. Local governance, Shoras, Shoras, local production, Khadi, Swadeshi, Charkha movement, non-violence, Ahimsa, vegetarian movement, silent disobedience against the imperialism of the British people, and the great level, the most important, काम करो तो खाओ और लाओ नहीं तो तुम जो भी हो. Health, sound body, soul and mind that comes through the meditation, yoga and meditation. Education, the moral science, moral body and spiritual growth. All these things are necessary in our villages. And yes, God has given everyone the capacity to work and earn more than his daily bread, and whatsoever is ready to use, what capacity is sure to find work. That is why even lawyers, engineers, scientists, professors, poets, and playwrights will have to perform physical labor apart from their intellectual labor to earn their income. They will not demand any payment or compensation for their intellectual labor. It serves only to satisfy the intellectual. How sure? Yes. After the greed, Gandhi's focus on rural development was, there are the 18 points, very famous, and every literature we can get these 16 points, so these 18 points, and including these, is the package of these 18 points is the Gandhian model of rural development. Yes. There are some contradictions. Goals of life and the contradiction with the modernity. Gandhi says the goal of life will be the moksha, that is enlightenment. But what does the modernism say? Modernism says economic development. Gandhi says less consumption. Modernism says more consumption. Gandhi says cottage industry. Modernism says mass production. Gandhi says sustainable livelihood. Modernism says more production, more profit. Gandhi says protect the environment. Modernism says industrialization. Gandhi says simple living, high thinking. But modernism says globalization, privatization, liberalization. Gandhi says spiritual, conscious, material science. Gandhi is not against the materialism, that we have to understand. But the modernists only believe in the core science, material science. Gandhi was materialistic plus spiritualist. Gandhi is both. But the modernists are only the materialist. That is the problem. Why the Gandhism was interrupted to flow smoothly around the globe. The objective of human development is moksha, that is the liberated life, changed life, development. No discrimination, no hunger, no violence, no disease, only truth. Happy life, free life, good health and environment, friendly communal relationship, only truth. He had quoted Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya, that is the good governance. Good governance is missing in this world. This is our big problem everywhere, nowhere in the good governance. We need the good governance. Ram Rajya, that is not, I don't know whether Ram was, what is that? But we must have the good government. Yes, that is the rural development. And the rural development is the development of rural resources. Of course, the development of rural human and natural resources. That is why Gandhian model of rural development is development of economy, society, and environment in village. Rural development is the development of income. Gandhi is not against the income. Gandhi is not against the employment. Gandhi is not against the GDP, health, education, optimum utilization of natural resources. He is in the side of this, but with the optimum utilization of natural resources. With a conscious mind, we have to utilize the natural resources. That is why the socio-economic and environmental development needs to, all these things lead to dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That is dharma, good social status, artha, good economic status, kama, good family status, moksha, very good status. It is qualitatively as well as quantitatively, or we can say spiritually and materially both. This is the Gandhian model. Now, the next part, the Gandhian image. Gandhi was the icon and the man of philosophy of the Nepalese very big leaders and prime ministers, former prime ministers, like P.P. Koirala, Krishna Prasad Badal, and Manamohan Adhikari, was the die-hard fan of the Gandhism. P.P. Koirala had made him in his visiting Banaras, I think. And the Krishna Prasad Badal was the die-hard fan of him. So all these leaders, these prime ministers, have had given the very good vision for the Nepalese development based on the Gandhi's philosophy. Whatever P.P. Koirala has given, that is the based on the Gandhi, same to the Krishna Prasad Badal and next Prime Minister Manamohan Adhikari as well. Next, the most important thing is Nepal is also known as land of food, home of fools, sea foods. That is Nepal as the Himalayas country. We have the many seeds, and we are producing many more wools than woolen products. And for that, at that moment, the spinning mills developed and distributed by the Gandhi was the boon for the Nepalese people in the Himalayan areas. And Nepal, of course, the land of Pashupatinath, Gandhi believes. Gandhi is a die-hard fan after Pashupatinath. Here in Nepal, 80% population. We are not very big population here in Nepal. We are just 30 lakh. Among these 30 lakh, 80% of we are Vedic, 10% are Buddhist, and 10% are others. Of course, Nepal is the land of Buddha. Yes, Buddha was born here in Nepal. So, the light of Asia, emblem of the world peace, truth, and ahimsa. Who knows the better than Buddha? That is why, after Buddha, Gandhi was the second Buddha. Of course, Nepal is the head of the world because of the Mount Everest. And regarding the Charkha movement, Tulsi Meher Srestha was the founder of the first social organization in Nepal, which was initially named as the Sri Chandra Kamadhenu Charkha Pracharak Mahaguthi, established in 1927. It is the pioneer organization in Nepal established in the protect and uplift untouchables, helpless, neglect the distressed people in the general and destitute women in particular. He followed the Gandhian philosophy. He had met the Gandhi, and he was the first man who introduced the social welfare here in Nepal. This was the first organization registered here in Nepal's governmental system in the social welfare ministry of Nepal, federal Nepal. Yes, this is the philosophy. This is the value of Gandhi. Now, the India can request Nobel laureate Amartya Sen to revise the capability approach and social choice theory. Please let him include the Gandhi, because the modernism has lost its ground reality. India can request Kailash Satyarthi to develop a new model of social welfare trusteeship for the development of women and children. Similarly, the last year, Abhijit Vinayak Banerjee and Esther Duflo jointly kept Prize in the Economic Development Nobel Prize, can develop an economic model that can reach the world. It is time to India to reach the world. Similarly, I'm very grateful to have this lecture on the Department of Anthropology. Another famous anthropologist of Israel, Yuval Noah Harari, the young professor of anthropology, is a good friend of India and developed at least a global paper on Gandhi. Many others, but at least there are many Indian. India is a very big country, not like Nepal, which we are 30 lakh, but India 138 crores population, very big. So we developed a Gandhian model of sustainable development. Let's initiate it. And this Gandhian model will be the alternative to the mass production, or it will be the alternative of development thinking, and it will be the development of the future. Entire 7.5 lakh villages can be developed as a rural tourism hub. Indian culture, lifestyle, and smiley people. Wow, incredible India. And India has tourism hub. We can develop the India as the beautiful tourismatic country. Although we have already practiced the Amul Dairy Cooperative, one which is the new journey of India, are the best examples. Similarly, development of livestock organizations. India can learn from community-managed irrigation system, local government and community development program, and community forestry program from Nepal. Grameen Bank from Bangladesh, Oya and Sanasa program of Sri Lanka, Happiness Index of Bhutan, Aga Khan Rural Support Program from Pakistan, Shamil Windu from the South Korea, Rural Reconstruction Program. Rural Reconstruction Program, same coined by the Gandhi, was copied by Deng Xiaoping of China. Now China is practicing, working on this model. Although are the best model of rural development. All these programs are designed for the service of the people. These are designed for the service of the people, not for the profit, not for the capital, only for the profit. See the motive, see the value of the Gandhi. That is why it is prescribed by the Gandhi. It's Swachh Bharat. Swachh Bharat. That is why we have to have every day in our mind some quotes that Gandhi has given, because Gandhi is the man of action. Gandhism is not simply the philosophy. It is the program. It is the action. Gandhism is not only philosophy. That is why he has given certain quotes. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Yes. Your thinking, your doing, and your action. If you are verbal action or speak should be in harmony, then you will be happy. I will not let anyone walk through the mind with their dirty feet. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. See, what a wonderful word. This is the antivirus of human mind. I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. This is the antivirus. Please, all of we have to follow it. We have to use it in our life. That we don't need to have worry or on any issues. We don't have to cry. We don't have to be angry. A man is but a product of his thoughts. Of course, this is the quote of Dhammapada, the very famous book of Buddhism. The first has done what we had thought yesterday or past, or in our past. So what do you think today will be tomorrow for sure? So think properly, think right, be positive, be satyagrahi. What we think, an ounce of practice is worth 1,000 words. So words doesn't work, words do not work. But an ounce of practice is worthful. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Give your life for the others, because you are given by others. Who are you? Is this body you? This body? Is you? The mind is you? Who are you? Who are we? Yes, it is you. We are the creation of the nature, and we have to serve the nature, Mother Nature, in a gentle way. You can save the world. This is the experiment with the truth that the Gandhiji had written out in this book. See, with the gentle way, gentle disobedience, Gandhi was successful to remove the unways. See, neither he used any weapon. Love is the strongest force that world possesses. If you need the force, if you need the power, if you need the weapon, use the love. Because the love is the strongest force. And non-violence. Non-violence. That empire, British Empire, was fell down without any single weapon. Is not it the experimented truth? Do we need to do other research on these issues? No. We don't need to have any other resources on it, because Gautam Buddha has already proved that, and again the Gandhi has proved that non-violence is the strongest weapon in the world. So, some conclusions. At this point of time, we have to acknowledge the economic modernization and globalization. Thank you, modernization. It gave us the light very soon. Otherwise, we would have to have suffered many other environmental hazards. Welcome to sustainable development. It is the era of sustainable development. It is the era of Gandhi. And it is the era of India, South Asia, Nepal. Good governance at the grassroots level are very necessary. So, at the level of Panchayat in India or Palika here in Nepal. So, there are always questions come that the local governments are not very transparent. We must assure that we are the most transparent Palika, the most transparent Panchayat of our area. That is missing in India, in Nepal as well. Good governance and replacement of the philosophies and theories developed on the basis of modernity by the philosophies and theories of sustainable development in education system. Yes, the modernity has missed this ground in reality. So we have to replace the modernity with the sustainable development in our education system, in our universities, in our colleges, in our resources, in our theoretical and conceptual framework of our PhD and MD programs. Moral education, the meaning of God and truth from Veda, Quran, Scripture, Bible, etc. What is God? God is nothing else, this Mother Nature. And truth is the eternal truth, universal truth. They are described by the Veda, they are described in Quran, they are described in Scripture, in Bible, in any sect. That should be mother language to the children, to the student in the school level. Because this philosophy is based on the Gandhian past. And of course, Swachh Bharat, Prime Minister Modi was working on the Swachh Bharat campaign. Although it is not the work of the leaders, it is the work of every people. Active participation of people is necessary. This is the problem here in Nepal as well. Every time in every such a discussion program, I want to give one example. There was Spain was the dirtiest country among the European countries in the world once upon a time. And one of the prime minister was elected at the moment, although the king would be more powerful, September or something like that. I don't know. And he had given one speech that our country is dirtiest among the European countries. So let us clean our country, make our country most cleanest country within a night. Dear people, please clean your roads, your surroundings tomorrow, and keep it clean every day. Keep it clean. Never work on cleaning, but keep it clean. It was a miracle. The next day, entire Spain was clean. But still, here in India and Nepal, we have the problem. We have to think our cleanliness culture. And the mindful justice system, the NGOs and service to the people, by the people. NGOs have to work to the people, by the people, on the grassroots level. Naya Phailu to the media on the positive mode of reporting on sustainable rural development. And Naya Phailu training is necessary for the media, because the media people are making so many noises and unnecessary discussions not against the development. That is why development is simply a journey toward the truth, morality, and non-violence for the earthly happiness of the human beings. And in conclusion, Gandhi wanted India to travel east, but India decided to travel west. He used to say before, but at the time of 60th decade of the modernity, but sustainable development had changed the direction, and global development in the right path on the way of sustainable development. The Gandhian model is relevant for bringing about the equitable and sustainable rural development. Yes. And other point is the Gandhi's philosophy was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We don't have to forget this word. This is the most important word, because the sustainable development is the philosophy of the world. India must take an initiative to make friendly relationships among neighboring countries, because neighbors cannot be replaced. Neighbors are neighbors. India can lead the world, uniting India, China, and Pakistan in Kashmir. Kashmir is an opportunity to the development. In Nepal, Modi government has to make a remarkable behalf in birthplace of Lord Buddha in the middle, to assure the people that Buddha was born in Nepal. India must initiate bilateral talk with Nepal on the issues of Lipu Lake and Limphia River. And all these my discussion are based on truth and eternity of the original civilization. Truth, eternity, and original civilization. That is why what I achieved on the picture and living it to our. There is no such a Gandhian and do not want to be any sect attribute. That is why the Gandhi said, there is nothing anything like Gandhism, any principle, anything. Nothing, but he has given everything to the India, to this world. Thank you very much for your absence.